Hey, what's up guys, aarava here, and welcome back to the episode of my F1 2019 Manager Career Mode here with Red Bull Honda for episode number 2 of this brand new season. If you guys did miss the opening episode, then be sure to go check that one out before you see this one uploaded yesterday. Quite a chunky episode as we introed everything, and so we get into the second race at Dubai. But before we get into that, just addressing some things, some good feedback in the comments below. Looks like most people wanted the longer races. That's fine by me as well. Just might mean there might be a few, quite large cuts from lap to lap, because at least in that first race, there were quite a few periods in the race where nothing was actually happening and we're just kind of doing lap after lap. So there might be a few cuts, but we'll continue on with the long race. Also, obviously, the mod is actually made for the longer races, so also keeping it with the AI performance and whatnot, keep that going. And then also, what was it? In terms of the actual tips and stuff, seems like the tyre wear is a little bit more than the game actually says, so people are recommending I pit maybe 1 or 2 laps earlier every single time, so I'll keep that in mind as well. Been used to that before, obviously, in terms of having some high tyre wear in previous series of Motorsport Manager, so we'll keep that in mind. And also the marketability, along with the driver performances, seems like the marketability also is fluctuating depending on how the drivers do, actually. So we've actually got more marketability now than we had before, but now obviously we're locked into our sponsors, and so we've actually got less, we're actually on the lower end in terms of sponsorships compared to other people on the grid. Alpine, funnily enough, with Alonso and Massa have the best sponsors on the grid, which is pretty crazy, but obviously they're, I guess, a new team, I guess you could say, so they might attract a lot of attention. But either way, it's going to be a challenge this season, I definitely think so. Definitely what it seemed like from that first race, so it's going to be a bit of a grind to see how we can improve in, what areas of the car and the management basically we can do to boost the performance. But it's gonna be a fun one, I think, and it seems like you guys are enjoying the Red Bull Honda decision as well. Also, some of you guys wanted to know what the F2 teams are looking like for some reason, so I'll quickly just flick through. I'm not going to go into massive detail, but we've got like Porsche, Audi, Rosberg's in the Audi team there, Nissan Nismo with Buemi Roland, Toyota with Timo Glock, Lotus Racing, the old Lotus with deGrasse and De Vries, Davidson the Honda, Ganassi Racing, Lamborghini, which is with Beretta and Palgard, Jaguar Racing, with obviously that's the same lineup as their Formula E team, BMW with DaCosta, obviously taking a lot of inspiration from the Formula E category, obviously, but I think that's pretty cool to have them in F2, obviously. And then you got, Formula 3, Team Pence, Sauber, the Sauber Junior team, I guess you could say, with Schumacher in there and stuff like that, Spanier Racing, Arrows as well, so a nice throwback and a half. So yeah, we've got a good mix in this, obviously, fantasy career mode here, but we're going to move on then with the race proceedings. So pit crew, let's have a quick look. Percentage-wise, looking pretty good, to be fair. That 19 guy is 1.6, so he's going to get a little bit tired, but for now we're okay. Let's have a quick gander here. Going to reject most of these guys. We don't have a lot of money to play around with, and we do need to improve the car quite a fair bit, because Hamilton clearly had a good edge over people in the last race, because he dominated that Grand Prix basically, but obviously we ended up getting a okay 4th place. I think we can do better. Obviously Gasly crashing at the start did not help. It would have been a much better Grand Prix if Gasly had not crashed. But let's have a look and a gander here in terms of improving parts. Reliability is looking very, very good. Performance-wise, we should get onto things now, so let's remove all of that. Let's improve the... Well, actually, where are we least standing there? We've got the brakes. I just realised wow. I just realised we improved the gearbox. I should have improved the brakes. My bad. But we've got to do brakes. Engine we could still definitely do on 4th place. And we've got more to go really on the engine. So I'm going to say improve the engine, improve the brakes, and improve that gearbox at least. And improve the rear wing of that. At least one rear wing. So let's go for 22 days after the Grand Prix. That's fine. We'll move on there. Design the gearbox will be finished, so I'm going to go on and actually design a new set of brakes now, what we should have done. We're going to go for plus 10 on, or plus 20? Yeah, plus 20 will be the higher one, isn't it? Yeah, so plus 20. Build that part, 500,000. That's pretty breezy, actually. That will get done before the Grand Prix, the next Grand Prix, so that's pretty good. Improved parts, we're going to add on this gearbox reliability, add that on to improvability. And we're going to go for, we'll go for 4 days before the Grand Prix. Hopefully that'll get to a decent enough reliability level. We'll move on. Brakes will be done here. That's good to see. Brakes done. Let's have a quick check, though, at this gearbox. What is it now? 71. That's pretty good. So now let's fit on and remove this brake. Add on that new brake. Add on reliability to that. And then move this bar over so we can get this done in time. 1 day before. Yep, that's fine. Mail, all good. Bring back, design new part. Another set of brakes, I think, are going to be needed. Plus 20. And then plus 20 to... plus 40 to max, but it takes a lot longer. I'd rather do that, to be fair. Plus 40 to max. So that'll cost 600k. That's fine. Drop in the water right now as it stands. So that's all good. So we're working towards getting the reliability up with that new set of brakes and new gearbox. That should be just about fine. 85, 84. Awesome. So we'll move that back to 78.7. So that should be all good as we now move on to traveling to Dubai. So we're going to go for Lenovo, obviously the only sponsor we've got. Tire wear is very low. Going to take a fair amount of super softs, I think. We'll take plenty... Actually, you know what? If it's low, we could try and manage a crazy one-stop. So I'm going to go for 4 sets of mediums just in case. And 4 softs. So almost like last time, really. But I think there might be a good chance we could try a very crazy one-stop if the tire wear is really that low on mediums. Fit parts, we're going to give the new set of brakes to Verstappen because he's the first driver, so we need to kind of give him some priority. The rest of the parts, we can just kind of go upwards like this. He's content. Yeah, that's all fine. That's all good. Right now, Gasly has the bit of rear wing, but no, that's fine. One little part won't harm too much, and Verstappen's happy anyway. So let's move on then. It's going to be apparently all clear. Being Dubai, I wouldn't be surprised, so let's just get into this. Right, staying in practice, going to send them out on medium tyres and try and get the setup done with the race trim along with that. I'm going to have to take a quick look and just make some note of this. So these are, I'm going to say 50 laps, 37, 20, or probably 19 really, right? So I'll make a mental note of that just so for the race strategy we can see. That was another thing on the fuel burn. Another tip from one of you guys was definitely only go overtake mode literally on the opening lap and maybe the first few laps, but then only use the medium and high. So I'll note that. We'll have to see how it goes because obviously AI will use some overtake mode later on in the race at some point. So honestly, like I've done in the past, I might literally just try and match the AI and try and use them as a bit of a cheat sheet in terms of how to go about the race until I can try and suss out some little shortcuts we can take here. But we're just going to move on then ahead with this plan, bring them both in. And see how the setup goes in first of all. Alright, so setup very, very good. Excellent and 2 greats there for Pierre Gasly. So that's all fine, I think, really. So you can maybe just go out and do that. Obviously, like we kind of saw last time, with the feedback levels they've got, we can't expect to get all 3 levels straight away because they just don't have the feedback as we did last season with Vettel and Ricciardo. So 3 excellents for Verstappen, 99% sit-up, looking very, very good. So let's go out there. Verstappen looking very decent for the weekend. So we'll just move on then with the knowledge, really. Nice and easy compared to Australia. Right, we've got level 3 on mediums and race trim. Feeling very good about that. Gasly goes on for 1 more lap. Verstappen in. We'll now send him back out. Quali trim, 3 laps, and get the super softs done. We'll have the soft tyres just there, kind of sitting there as a backup. I don't know. We'll probably use the softs in quali, to be fair, in Q1. Gasly's making his way back on his in-lap. And then we'll send them out. I love this zoom, by the way. I absolutely love the zoom. The fact you can see the cars so up close. Really, really cool. Qualifying, 3 laps. Super softs, and send out. Right, quali knowledge and super soft knowledge going quite slow, but we should maybe just about get to level 3, I think, with about a minute to spare. So we'll get there. So it's been a much more positive practice compared to Australia. Of course, Australia was hit with some rain in practice, so that helped a lot. And also the fact we got the setup done and nailed within 1 run. So that was very, very helpful. So there we go. We're prepared a lot more for this race than we were Australia. So straight away, that combined with now the knowledge I have of saving fuel and the need to also pit a little bit early for the tyres, I think this can be a much better race. Let's just hope Gasly doesn't crash this time again. As we go on then into qualifying, Q1 time. Let's do the business, boys. Take in super soft and quali knowledge. I'll try and qualify on the soft tyres if we can. And we'll see how we go from there. We should be able to. We did it in Australia, so I should think we should be able to do it right now on the soft tyres. May as well use these tyres that aren't going to get used for a lot of the Grand Prix, probably. And we'll get going. Right, Gasly up into 3rd. Verstappen ahead of him just about by about 3/10, that is. But those lap times should be good enough just to get us through. I mean, there's a lot of people, obviously, compared to, like I said, the previous career modes with 24 runners here. But Gasly, yeah, he's comfortable. That's actually a good 4/10 gap then. Big jump to Albon there. So clearly a bit of a Formula A, Formula B, and Formula C going on right here. And so that's a good step forward into P16. No issue. Q2. And then obviously we'll strap on the red stripes and actually do the business then as we get hopefully into Q3 again. Speaking of doing the business, here we go. Track grip is still going up a little bit, so I'll wait a tad for a bit of a gap maybe also. and then we'll send them out. But like Australia, we kind of found out probably don't have too much time to play around with. Going to send them out now. There might be a bit of a gap. There might be a bit of traffic, but oh well. Send them out. This will be the tire they start on, so hopefully this can be a good run for both of them, please. All right, they come through. Gasly up into P5. Verstappen P7. He's got a worse form than Gasly somehow. I don't know how, because Gasly did really horrendously last race with the crash, but I guess in practice he's grown in confidence compared to Verstappen there. So for now, Gasly getting the measure by 4/10 to Verstappen there in Q2. But it looks like we should be comfortably through. There's about a 5/10 gap then about to the knockout zone, so we should be very, very good. Unlike Australia, obviously no surprises with the rain as well to help out. So out in Q2, Raikkonen, Albon, Magnussen, Kubica, Russell, Lando Norris. To be fair, I'm surprised Williams made it through into Q2 and through into the top 12, both racing points. Both Renaults, one Haas, one McLaren. Sainz doing really well up in P6 actually there from McLaren. Did a mega shift. But here we go then. The top 12 shootout. It is time to find out what will start. It was a very good start for us last time. Obviously the race start wasn't great, but the grid slot was good. So, I don't know if we can match it, though, this time in completely dry conditions. But I will go out straight away, actually, because we're going to do 2 runs if we can. And hopefully try and aim for at least the 3rd row. Right, the 2 of them in tandem there. I think it was good preparation for Gasly, actually. Gasly had a better outlap than Verstappen again. As they go across the line, though, it is Gasly that goes faster again. Wow, Gasly really has the measure. Wow, the form is really not good for Verstappen there. For some reason, he's just not gelling with the circuit, I guess, or something. 1.4 form compared to Gasly with a 5.7 form. So Gasly right now taking the circuit by the scruff of the neck and making up for the crash last race. So far, so good. We're in that 3rd row slot, P5, P6, like I thought and like I kind of wanted. I think we can improve, though. If Leclerc doesn't improve and Gasly does by 1/10, we could get him just about. So let's see. Track grip's at the highest now. We'll wait a little bit till it goes even higher. Full maxed out. Right, let's wait for a clean. Actually, there's a lot of clean air right now, so let's go for it. Send out. Send out. Let's do the job, lads, please. Right, Verstappen goes on. Gasly goes on. Let's check these sector times. A green sector for Verstappen. White and green for Gasly. Interesting. So, Verstappen across the line. Improvements. Improves, but doesn't improve enough to even pip Gasly. Gasly improves so much so that he can pip Leclerc. And so Gasly has just made himself the star of the show this episode compared to Verstappen last race. Good stuff there for Pierre. Up into P4 ahead of Leclerc. Let's see, though. 1 minute left. Leclerc might well improve. He's white first sector, though, right now. He's green second, though. Where is he on track? Let's have a look. Yeah, he's pipped us. He's pipped us. The Ferrari just has a bit too much pace. We're back down to P5, but Gasly with a much better lap time there. Interesting stuff. But we are on the 3rd row then. Pretty much Red Bull territory, I would say. So I'd say that's a pretty decent job. Vettel P1, though, on pole position, it looks like. Right, the race is on. We're going to go for, well, the race, the medium tyres go for, what was it, 50 laps, we said. So 50 laps, 13 laps left then to play around with. Probably go a little bit longer on super softs and a little bit less than on medium. So the one stop is very much on the cards. We'll be on the mediums for longest. So we're going to go for knowledge of medium tyres and basically try that one stop. I think getting track position is the only way we can probably go out and try and do a good result in this race. Driver strategy, let's go attack on the driving style. Overtake mode on the 1st lap, and I'll remember to take it back down straight away, but let's get into it. On the 3rd row of the grid to 5 red lights to the Dubai Grand Prix. 4 lights are out and we're underway. It's a horrendous start there for Gasly. The reaction time just wasn't there. He's down to P6. Verstappen fights and gets up into P4. So Verstappen making up for the poor qualifying there. Gasly needs to buck up because he's behind. Ricciardo's getting swamped here by a Williams car as well. Down the inside he goes to get back up into P6. Verstappen P4 though ahead of Vettel. Vettel on pole position has massively bottled it from pole. Hamilton leads from Leclerc, Bottas. Let's fast forward then through to the last lap, and now I'm going to go back down to high and high, and then we'll go medium on the 3rd lap, I think, or 4th lap. But for now, Verstappen continues on in P5. Gasly's coming back at him now. Going to go pushing and pushing just to try, because Gasly especially needs to bring those tyre temps down a little bit. Right, Gasly's closing. Going to go medium for both our drivers, though, right now, and settle in to this race. That's the same thing for the entire top 6 there, so good. Holcomb has been given a penalty. That's pretty good for us, so one less thing to worry about. But for now, looking pretty good. P4, P5 ahead of Vettel. Happy about that. Gasly's got a bit more speed than Verstappen, but Verstappen does, he's got that trait that you can't tell him to let a teammate through. So Gasly's going to have to try and overtake him fair and square on track here. He might actually do it, to be fair to him. He's getting quite close. I might just go high on the fuel a little bit and push and try and get this past him if we can. We've also got to try and defend against Vettel. Got a mistake by Gasly, though. That's not great. Probably going to get overtaken by Vettel, I would say, very soon. As we go conserve, we need to go conserve with Verstappen as well. Oh, Vettel down the inside of lap 8 there. Last corner, Gasly defending for his life there. But Vettel comes on the right-hand side. This is going to be a very easy move, I would think, actually. Yeah, round the outside. There he goes. He's got him. Gasly down to P6. Verstappen for now survives in P4 somehow, doing the job. Gasly, unfortunate, because he definitely had more pace than Verstappen in that opening stage of the race. But now, being stuck behind him, he's hindered his tyre wear as well. So going to have to try and back up a little bit, maybe even try and really nurse these tyres. Right, got worn tyres there already on lap 11. So we said about 13, didn't we? So I might push on until we get to about 20% worn. And then I'll pit in with Gasly and Verstappen, the same thing as well. He's got a bit more tyre wear to play with. You can see the difference, 41% tyre wear compared to 27. That's either Gasly's a driver as well, but also getting stuck behind Verstappen did not help. Right, going to go on for one more lap then. Really push in on this lap and try and get in on this lap for medium tyres. Going to have to go low fuel mode on the entry. Pit in, medium tyres to the end of the Grand Prix. Should just about work out for us, I think. Going to go fast pit stop, low fuel delta. That's fine. Go in, and we'll save fuel quite a lot there at the start of this stint. Good pit stop. That's good. Good to see. Right, worn tyres for Verstappen. I'm going to push in for this lap then. Go high, pit in, mediums. Strategy fast. Right, comes in. Gasly's out. We're on low fuel. Going to go neutral and just stay like this for now. Perez behind us. Overtakes us, but he's got worn tyres, so I think we should be able to be fine to just save fuel right now. Verstappen comes out. Good pit stop for him. Going to come out. Go medium, neutral. Just get out of Kubica. That's fine. P6. Alright, so sit rep on lap 19 then. Verstappen is P5. Vettel and Hamilton continue on for quite a long time there on their strategy. So I don't really know where Verstappen will feed in once Vettel and Hamilton pit. Gasly's been really shafted. He's down to P10. He's been overtaken by Ricciardo here on super softs on a two-stop strategy. But he's coming back at him a little bit, so that's at least good. He's overtaken him there. Actually quite a nice overtake down the inside. But Ricciardo comes back. I'm going to say just calm down with Pierre. Go conserve. We're going long. We're going long. So we know we're going to jump some other people. Got to be patient on this strategy. Vettel comes out ahead of Verstappen, so Vettel has used the Ferrari pace and jumped us. So I think Max, honestly, we're hoping for is to finish up in P5 with Verstappen and hope Gasly can get back up into P6, really. So yeah, that's what we're aiming for, really. I think there might be not a lot of more highlights, to be honest, in this race now, going to the end of the Grand Prix. Right, lap 30, so nearly about halfway through. Hamilton sets the fast lap of the Grand Prix. The top four in the world of their own, really. Hamilton, 9.7 to Leclerc. Bottas is there. Vettel is a little bit closer, so Vettel might catch Bottas. Verstappen's quite some way away now from Vettel. But obviously we're doing a one-stop here. Vettel, I think all of them are doing a two-stop, so we'll see how it goes. Gasly still all the way down in P9 for now. We should get up to P6 because these guys should pit. We were being attacked by Perez, but now he's gone away. He's pit. So we're kind of okay right now, but I can't really tell where Gasly will be after people make their pit stops. But for now, tyre wear-wise, looking okay. I'm having to make Pierre push a little bit because his tyre temps were going quite low and weren't coming back up. So I have to push him on purpose to make the tyre temps go up a little bit more. But now they're kind of getting a good read, so I'll go neutral again. Because I need to make sure I get to the end of the Grand Prix on these tyres. Because that's essential to this entire strategy, basically. And the fuel. But fuel's looking good. Verstappen can actually go in high fuel a little bit here. Gasly still has some way to go to save fuel. Lance Stroll has crashed, so yellow flag's there. So one less guy in this Grand Prix. Sainz has crashed in the same exact spot. That's a bit odd, to be honest, but he's spun out as well. Back in the garage there. That doesn't change us. Obviously, we're still P9 and P5. They weren't ahead of us, so it's all good. But now I would say the top three should be pitting very soon. Vettel, Bottas is majorly bad on tyre wear. So yeah, he's going to pit. Leclerc's going to pit. I would say, yeah, Leclerc's going to pit. So let's see. Verstappen's miles away. We're not going to jump anyone. We're not going to jump anyone. We're going to be in P4. These guys have too much pace for us. We have a long road ahead of us in terms of improving Red Bull enough to challenge these guys. And we've got a blue flag for Pierre Gasly. Hamilton laps us. Yeah, we're not great, lads. We're not great. I can't deny. Our car is not great. We're not going to be winning races anytime soon, I don't think, at this rate. That does mean, though, we have one extra lap of fuel to play around with, though, with Gasly. So at least that's something. Alright, we're getting close to an Alfa Romeo car here. Going to try and go overtake mode if we can. Actually, no point, actually. They're going to pit. So we're now up into P7. Kubica's the only one left, so I'm going to take this time to go conserve and high and try and push on, but also save tyres. Same thing for Verstappen, really, I guess. A little bit of conserve. All right, sit rep with 17 laps to go. Verstappen P5, Gasly P6. Situation in terms of tyre wear is looking okay, I would hope. Fuel-wise, Gasly has to save some more fuel. Verstappen's good for fuel, actually, so he can push a little bit more, maybe. But Vettel's over here, miles ahead in P4. Then you got Bottas, who's not too far away. So Vettel, I reckon, on super softs v softs, he could catch him. Leclerc then P2, and then Hamilton dominating this race then, way ahead, probably on to his second win in a row for this season already. Right, I've been re-lapped by Hamilton. I've been lapped twice by Lewis Hamilton now. So Gasly has even more fuel to play around with. Sergio Perez has crashed in P14. 7 laps remaining, so we've got 3 DNFs out of this Grand Prix. Still 6th and 5th. Just trying to get to the end of this Grand Prix now. Tyre wear is going to be very, very fine at the end of this race for Gasly. Verstappen might just about make it proper. We need to save fuel with him, though, now, because he's burned a bit too much there. But we should be okay on tyre wear for Verstappen with, how is that? 6 laps to go. 6 laps to go now, pretty much. Gasly will be very fine on tyre wear, but there is quite a big gap to Kubica in P7. Which I must say, Kubica in P7, the Williams car, Russell P10, madness for Williams. They're doing a mega job at the Williams team. For us, though, yeah, I think we should be comfy. We've got enough of a gap to Kubica that we should be fine. We're pretty much in right now this season, we're in no man's land right now. We're a bit too quick for Formula B, but we're not quick enough to match Ferrari and Mercedes quite yet. We've also got a rear wing issue for Gasly. That's 23%. That could go at any point. So we're managing a lot of stuff now in this race. We're not going to pit. Well, actually, you know what? If we do pit, are we going to really suffer too much of a loss? We're going to be exiting close to Kubica. We'll fix that part. Nah, okay, we can't afford to fix the part. We're going to have to just go nice and easy here and just hope that rear wing holds out for 3-4 more laps. Right, final lap of the Grand Prix then. And Gasly should be fine. One more lap, mate. One more lap. You've got good fuel. Your rear wing is still 23, so it's not braking even more. Verstappen's got fuel to burn as well, so he's good. Both of them just nursing their tyres home, really, for this one-stop 5-6, which I think has worked very well, to be fair. You know, we didn't have the pace, I don't think, to match Ferrari and Merc. This was the best strategy, I think, at least from my view. So Verstappen should be fine. He starts his last lap. Gasly will finish his last lap now. 1 lap later, so there you go. Gasly ends his Grand Prix in P6, and Verstappen should be booked in for P5. So, all in all, I would say solid effort. I'm happy Gasly got on the points board now, finally, with some good points there in P6. I don't know. Maybe a 2-stop would have been much better for us, and we could have maybe fought Ferrari maybe a bit more. I don't know. I can't honestly say. Because on the 1-stop, we finished, what's that, 18 seconds behind Vettel? I don't think we had 18 seconds to spare with a 2-stop, so I think the 1-stop was the right way to go for us, to be honest. So, yeah, I'm going to say that's pretty good. You know, that's a Red Bull race, pretty much. You know, P5, P6, the maximum you could hope for Red Bull, really. Obviously, we have a long way to go and to improve the car, and also try and see what we can do on the fuel front. You know, that will probably take into next, to you know, the fuel supplier and stuff like that, but we can't really improve that right now, so we're going to have to just deal with it. P5, P6, though, I'd say solid. Verstappen in 3rd place in the Drivers' Championship, though. Pretty consistent so far. Gasly up into P8. Constructors finally back up into P3. So our chairman will be happy now that we're where we said we were going to be in P3. 1 point in it, though, with Renault, so we have to watch out for that. But Williams doing a madness up in P6. Ahead of Haas, Alfa Romeo, Toro Rosso, McLaren, and obviously the 2 new fantasy teams. Not surprising they're down in P11 and P12 right now. Right, got new unlock for Gasly, the sweetest spots there. We've got 3 million coming in, so we've got plenty of funding for our team. So, you know, we can improve the car. It's just about, obviously, that standard Motorsport Manager thing of there's not enough staff to do multiple parts. You know, you can only do one at a go, so those things take time. So it's going to be a bit of a slow fest to keep on pushing this car, but at least we're still there. 3rd best car on the grid. We've got a few good stats here going around. So, you know, just need to improve, you know, like we have done. You know, brakes here is already green, not lime green, solid green. Keep improving the engine. I think improving the engine will be a solid part for us to, you know, help that department of the car. But I think we'll get there. I think by the end of the season, we can turn this into a race-winning car, hopefully. But that's been this episode, guys. If you did enjoy it, hit that like button. Let me know your thought in the comments below. If you are new around, do subscribe for weekly Formula content. I've been aarava. Have a good day. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.